Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar. Your host today is founder and president of Top Mexico Real Estate, Thomas Lloyd. Thomas Lloyd is a graduate of Purdue University Krannert School of Management. He has been working professionally in Mexico since 1995, and in 2011, he was the first person to ever attain a nationally regulated real estate degree in Mexico. Thomas founded Top Mexico Real Estate to ensure Americans and Canadians have the best experience when purchasing and investing in real estate in Mexico.
Asael Dominguez was born and raised in Mexico City. He has studied marketing and finance. He worked for recognized international banks, and since 2001, worked in the real estate sector and founded CAF Mexico, where he is currently the director. He specializes in mortgage credit and real estate tax laws, and in bank trust along the restricted zones. In addition, his company has been recognized for 8 years, with the first place in mortgage loans in Quintana Roo and 6th place in all of Mexico. So welcome, let's get started.
Hello, welcome to today's webinar, Purchasing Property in Mexico and How to Get Financing. Your host today, myself, Thomas Lloyd, and I'm here with Asael. Asael, thanks for coming with us.
Thank you for the opportunity, Thomas.
Now, as we heard in the video, Asael, he's been doing this for many years. He's been doing this for over 15 years. He has a world of experience in doing credits, mortgage credits, helping non-Mexicans do financing down here in Mexico, and also in the Mexican real estate law, as well as bank trust. So he has a world of experience, and I'm very excited that you're here with us today, Asael.
Thank you, Thomas.
Now, if you have any questions, send them in during the webinar. We will have a Q&A session at the end, and we'll be happy to answer any doubts you might have about financing. And don't forget that at Top Mexico Real Estate, we have the Live It Tour, which is an intensive one-on-one tour with an exclusive buyer's representative who can show you the best properties in the Riviera Maya suited just for you. You will also get sessions with lawyers, property managers, accountants, and others to maximize your investment and future in Mexico. So let's check out this video. Okay, welcome back. So this is a special session today, and again, we're talking about buying real estate down here in Mexico and how, if you don't have the cash for the entire purchase, how some tools are now becoming available to help you make the purchase. So in our webinar today, we've divided it into 5 sections. And first, we're going to be talking about mortgages in Mexico. Second, we'll be talking about how to get financing if you're a non-Mexican. 3, we'll be talking about that financing, to get that financing, what you need to qualify. And 4th, we'll look at a video of some properties that are available as an examples of how to purchase properties in Mexico with financing. And finally, we'll dive into a spreadsheet where Asael and I will go through there, and hopefully that can clear up some of the questions you might have with financing down here in Mexico. Now, during the session, we will walk you through all of this, and you'll understand that it is doable. It's now becoming available in 2019, so I'm excited to be talking with Asael about this. Now, if you're ready to purchase property in Mexico, but you don't have the funds, continue watching, because this will be a very exciting webinar today. Now, as we all know, Mexico has remained one of the most preferred retirement destinations, one of the preferred retirement countries for many thousands and close to over 1 million Americans and Canadians. And the main reasons for that is 1, the climate, Two, the cost of living. The cost of living down here in Mexico is much less than for many Americans and the Canadians when you compare. And also because of the proximity. We're so close to US and Canada, it's a big benefit for Americans to retire down here in this part. In the past 10 years, there haven't been a lot of opportunities or a lot of credit programs available to the non-Mexicans. But all of this is changing with new products now becoming available. In recent years, mortgage alternatives have been gradually being created and introduced into the marketplace. And these usually have come from private funds and also just a small amount of banks, in order to offer reliable mortgages available to the non-Mexicans. Now, Asiel, can you tell us a little bit more about this?
For sure, Thomas. Before, thank you for the opportunity, and hello all your followers.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, Thomas. Of course, this is a breaking news for you, and especially for Thomas Lloyd.
And the buyers. Yes.
And the buyers. Yeah. Of course. We are old friends. Remember, I met you 14 years ago.
14, yes.
And I came here to Playa del Carmen to do the professional mortgage broker, and we offer rates as 5 or 6% rates in that time from 2009 to 2012, more or less.
A short time period, but there's a lot of transactions with that.
A lot, yeah. It was a specific work. But now we have a great news for you. We want to present a new product for American and Canadian people that they want to buy a house here in Playa del Carmen. Good. So new financial products have emerged for the foreigners, and today loans in Mexico pesos offer the best effective rates. Today, if you want to buy a house in Mexico as a Mexican, you can get around 10% interest rate. It's no bad, Thomas, for us, because in the past it was for 14, 15. So
down here in Mexico, those are the normal rates in Mexico for the Mexicans. That 10 to 14%, that's the market rate.
That's correct, Thomas. But now the loans in US dollars have a higher interest rate. However, they are an excellent option if you are a client planning to sell the property or retire in Mexico, because you don't have avoid the penalties. Okay.
Okay. So now this rate, now most of us Americans and Canadians, we're used to mortgage guarantee, and the rates are quite a bit less than at 10%. So how do the non-Mexicans, how do we benefit from what you're offering?
The buyers, Thomas, one of the principal benefits is because the mortgage that we offer is in pesos, is in Mexico. So that part means that in US, the buyers disappear in his or their credit score. So in case that they have an emergency, they have to leave his credit score clean. So let's say we don't check the credit score in US. Everything is in Mexico. So that's why they can get a clean credit score in US.
Well, that's interesting.
Another thing is, like I said, it's in pesos. And remember, buyers, $1 is 20 pesos. So you have 20 times more that you can pay. Even, like I said, one mortgage for $100,000. Your monthly payment will be around less than 1,000 American dollars.
Okay.
So that's not bad.
No, that's very interesting. Absolutely. Now, can you tell us a little bit more? This is exciting. You're getting my interest.
Yeah, Thomas. Actually, the principal requirements for this product we call Hipoteca Uno in Spanish, or Mortgage One in English. Okay. Good. We offer like I said, for Canadians or American people at the beginning, but in a few months, maybe less, I'm gonna show you another break news. Maybe we can offer for British, Spanish, and other countries. Okay.
Good.
So maybe in a few months. Okay. So the principal requirements, Thomas, is the buyers has to be less than 18 years old and maximum 59 years old, 11 months. Okay.
less than 60 years of age, basically.
Less than 60, okay? American or Canadians with a verifiable income, like a bank statement or pay stub in case that the buyers works in a company, for example.
Okay.
I need just the last 6 months to prove their income.
Now, give me an example. What happens if 55 years of age, but already retired, so they're not getting a payroll or anything?
I know you have many thousand of followers retired, so don't worry. We can accept our retirement people because they can show us the pay stubs because still making money.
Yeah.
So
they still have that income flowing. So.
That's correct. They can show me their pay stubs and still can get the loan.
Okay. 6 months. That's what you need.
The last 6 months.
Okay,
yeah.
good. Now, say the property, how much can you loan against the property? What percentage?
Yeah, at the beginning, we want to start with 70%, that means 30% down payment.
Okay.
But the minimum of the loan that we can do is 1.5 million pesos.
That's what we get right there.
There we go.
1.5.
Yeah, 1.5 million
That's
pesos.
about $75,000.
75,000 American dollars,
Okay.
but that's the minimum. And also, 30%.
Sorry, that's $75,000 of the property value.
The value, that's
Okay.
correct. Yeah.
Well,
so, and now I can lend you 70%, that means 30% down payment, okay, or 60%, that means 40% down payment.
Okay.
That's the basic.
Those are the only two options. I can't come in and say, you know what, I got 60% in cash, and you don't offer.
For now, to the begin, no. But don't worry because the buyers can make a prepayment, and there is not without penalties. So
okay.
don't worry.
That's good to know.
That's
good.
Another thing is we have a unique term. We are talking about 15 years or 180 months.
Okay.
That's a unique term that we have for this product.
Okay. So there's no financing at 5 years or 10 or 25. It's only 15 years that's available.
Correct.
Gotcha. Good. Well, that's good news so far.
That's wonderful news because we are waiting around 10 years for this opportunity.
Yes, we have been. We've been constantly contacting us, say, hey, anything new, anything on the radar coming down, and finally 2019, you're
correct.
bringing us a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel.
You must to send your loan application.
Yes. Now, before we continue moving on, Asiel, I want to remind everybody back home that Mexico, there is something called the restricted zone, which is an extension of land that goes 50 kilometers from any coastland and 100 kilometers from any international borders. This is called the restricted zone. I'm sure that many of you have been reading, understand that so far. In this area, foreigners or non-Mexicans, they cannot hold title directly when buying a property, but you can set up a bank trust and you become the first beneficiary of this trust. Now there's over 1 million, I think 1.5 million Americans, Canadians, they're doing this and they're doing it with the bank trust. So this isn't anything new. I just wanted to point out about the bank trust. The bank trust gives you all the rights to the non-Mexican as holding the fee title. The initial term of a bank trust is for 50 years, but you can renew it for an additional 50 years once you get to year 48, 49, just a simple paperwork process to continue for another 50 years. Now, your heirs can inherit the rights to the bank trust. And so for someone who needs a bank trust, how does this work with the bank? Does your company, COF, does your company help with the trust process? And how long does it take to get and go through with the bank trust? How does this work, basically, Asiel?
I am surprised you know more than me. No, like you said, Thomas, the bank trust in Mexico, we work with the Banco del Bajío.
Okay.
They have low costs, and we can get the trust even in less than 10 days. So that's why we work with them. Yes, as you know, the buyers has all the rights. They can design as a beneficiaries in case that they pass away, knock the wood, okay. However, the cost of the annual payments It's approximately 500 USD per year.
Per year,
So it's
exactly. Not bad at all.
It's not bad. It's around $40 per month.
Yeah.
But you have to pay every year.
Yeah.
Okay, with Banco del Bajío. So we work as a one-stop. Okay.
Okay. So this, so you had the bank trust and you also had the bank loan. Do you have to use the same bank with COP?
Correct. That's a good question, Thomas. Because in Mexico, you must to be the lender. For example, this Hipoteca Uno.
Okay.
And the trust, it has to be a different bank.
Different. Separate.
That's
okay.
why we offer the mortgage with Banco Hipoteca Uno,
right.
and the trust with Banco del Bajío.
Gotcha.
So it has to be different.
Gotcha. By law, it has to be different. Okay, so what are the steps? What does the client, what does the American Canadian buyer, what are the steps he has to take to get the financing?
Yeah, principal, we try to, in 3 big steps, the process of buying the house in Mexico. Number one, or first one, is you have to send me the loan application to get the formal approved. In a few minutes, I'm gonna tell you what is the requirements.
Okay.
Number two, you will to put 3 months as your monthly payment to prove that you can pay the monthly payment. Let's say, Thomas, in case that we hire in August, right now, you have to pay August, September, and October.
Okay.
And November, you can get the 100% of the loan.
Okay.
Because in this part of the program, this is different. We are working with the banks in Mexico.
Gotcha.
Now, the down payment, it has to be to the bank, not to the seller. Okay.
Okay. Interesting.
They wanna like escrow. Okay. They wanna put the money to the bank, and then they have to wait 3 months to get the formal approved, and then we put the 100% of the purchase value in the account seller.
Okay, so to take the physical possession or to get the keys to the house, then first the American Canadian, they have to make payments to the bank for 3 months, and then on month 4, the bank pays to the seller, the developer, and that time, that's when they get keys.
That's correct.
Okay.
In other words,
Okay.
yes. The second is, don't forget, we have to make an appraisal, okay? Because the property is the guarantee for the bank. In case that doesn't pay,
Yep.
the bank takes the property. So that's why it's very important to make the appraisal. The appraisal takes around 8 working days. So
Okay.
at this moment, or at the same time, we can start with the process of the fideicomiso or trust. Okay.
Okay.
So it takes around 10 days, 8 days. So we can get at the same time those parts.
Gotcha. Okay, now what are the requirements? What else does the buyer, the American Canadian buyer, what requirements?
Pretty much, it's Thomas, very easy to get a loan with this bank. It's your passport, we can see on the screen.
Yeah, right.
Your current passport, okay, it has to be current. You have to show us proof of address. Can be like a water bill, electricity bill, or telephone bill. But
Proof of address in Mexico or back in
No, everything,
Canada?
it has to be in their countries, okay? So it has to be in Canada or US.
Okay, gotcha.
So everything, it has to be there. Born on certificate, okay,
Yeah.
that's very important for us.
Okay.
And the statement, the bank statements, Thomas. Like I said, we need the last six months to prove that they can pay all the monthly payments. Or in case that the buyers works in a company, like they can show me the pay stubs, okay?
Gotcha.
That's enough for me.
Okay.
The last 6 months.
Gotcha.
Pretty much it's pretty easy, the
Yeah,
requirements.
simple. Four steps right there.
And the loan application, of course.
Yeah. How many pages is that?
Like this.
Now, how many years can you give the loan for?
Well, we want to start with a unique term. It's for 15 years.
Okay.
So it's like a 180 months in advance payments without any penalty. That's very important for you. They can pay even at the first month. So you hire the mortgage today, and the next month you can pay the total loan
Without any penalties
without
whatsoever?
any penalty. So
Okay.
Especially, to be honest with you, Thomas, this kind of mortgage is for the people want to pay in less than 5 years. Okay.
Okay.
That's very important
Yeah.
for the buyers.
Actually, from my experience, that is a typical type of term that most Americans, Canadians, that they're looking for. You know, the normal situation that we've seen is that, you know, many of the buyers coming down here, they probably have a bigger home, they want to sell. They don't want to have the pressure to sell it in less than 12 months. They'd rather be doing maybe 3 to 5 years. They can sell it right at the good point of the market where they get the top dollar, and then they come down here and they pay off.
I'm totally agree. I'm totally agree with you. Yes.
So I think that's a good option that your bank is offering.
Absolutely.
So with these terms and these, what is a typical monthly payment to the bank?
Okay. Don't forget all the bank has a commissions. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So you have to pay in this kind of mortgage. The origination fee, as you see, is 4.5%. Is 2% at the beginning to hire the mortgage, and before the closing, you have to pay the other 2.5% from the purchase price of value property.
Okay. So the last payment or commission amount, you pay that once you titled?
Correct?
Okay.
Okay. In other words, if you hire as 1 million pesos, okay, you have to pay the 4.5% as origination fee, means 45,000 pesos. This is 2,250 American dollars. So that's the origination fee.
Good.
Okay, and also don't forget they have to pay an appraisal and the trust.
Okay.
That's the cost.
And the bank trust, it's not that much, $500 to set it up, and each annual fee is about $500. Okay.
Correct.
And the appraisal, I'm not quite sure, but it's not that expensive.
No, it's for each million around 3,000 pesos.
Yeah, $150. So, okay, so that's reasonable. Okay, Asiel, that's a very good explanation here. Let's see where we are. Okay, right now what we'd like to do is kind of look at, we're going to watch a video. We're going to look at 3 or 2 different property options that we could be doing this financing with.
Okay.
Not limited to, but these are some good examples of properties here in Mexico. Okay, well that was a short video, but there's some examples of different properties in Mexico. And right now, Asiel, if we can look at those actual properties,
Okay.
put the property value, and let's go through some spreadsheets.
Let's see, if you don't mind, how much you have to pay every month, and the origination fee,
Okay.
and all the rates. I'm going to stand up. It's
Okay.
pretty easy to show you. Okay, let's start with the example. Can you go a little bit down?
Scroll it down.
Like
This is an iPad.
This
Feels
is
like
a beautiful iPad. Can you? Okay.
huge iPad.
Let's start with the first example. We want to see how much do you have to pay every month and all the details from the closing costs. Okay. So in Mexico, we are according to pay from the purchase price or the property value. The closing costs are from 5 to 7%. So that's very important for the buyers.
Okay.
They have to save in that money because sometimes the people doesn't explain what is the closing cost. Okay.
Right.
So let's see the details.
Can working. Can we zoom that up?
Okay.
Okay, so they're working on little technical difficulties to get this zoomed up.
We are on live, so
Yeah, that's
coming.
so example 1 is actually the property. I believe this is the one here in Playa del Carmen.
So skip.
It's a Sasquib,
Okay.
and it's a condo just north of Playa del Carmen. And I believe the price of this is $175,000.
Okay.
And with $175,000, we're gonna do the exchange into pesos. And present value of the property, that would be this,
3,560,000 in pesos. That's correct.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that's actually $175,000.
Okay. So we can explain.
Okay, here we
Okay.
go. Here we go.
There we go. Okay, we call this plan Elite Plus. Okay, so that means that you can get with us the 60%, and that means you have to put 40% down payment. Like you said, Thomas, we want to start with the type is guarantee. Administration fee is 2% at the beginning. Okay, and then before the closing, you have to put the other 2.5%. So that means 4.5% origination fee.
Okay.
This is very important, Thomas. The 3% increase your monthly payment every 6 months. We will see the details in the schedule.
Okay.
So purchase price is, like you said, 178.
Okay.
Okay, so that means 3,560,000 in pesos. But
Okay.
remember, like Thomas said, this is an example based in 20 pesos, the exchange rate.
Okay.
Just to make an example. Okay, down payment 40% means the 1,424,000. That's around 200,000 American dollars. So the mortgage loan will be 60%. It's 2 million pesos. $100,000.
Okay.
That's why this is a big, good example, Thomas, because as you see, your monthly payment in this example is here, okay, will be origination fee, monthly payment is 1,157.69 American dollars. So for if you buy a house in Mexico for 178 American dollars, your monthly payment will be less than 1,000.
Okay, that's very, very good. So 178,000, you're going to be looking, you have to put down payment $72,000 and be making monthly payments $1,150 per month.
That's correct.
Good.
So remember, in this example, the type of the credit, you have to make 3 payments at the beginning to prove that you can pay the mortgage. So let's say you hire in August, you have to pay 11,867 pesos, okay, in August, on September, and October. On November, you can get the full loan, okay, just to prove that you can pay the loan. You follow me?
Let's say in August, I'd have to pay $593.
Correct?
September, $593. October, $593.
Correct.
And then after that, our monthly payment, $1,157.
That's correct.
Okay, I'm with it.
Why? Because this is the principal, the
Right.
capital.
Okay,
So you
good.
don't pay interest, insurance, just pay the capital.
Good.
That's very important.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. So origination fee means like 4,129 American dollars,
Okay.
and this is separate the closing fees. Everything is around administration fee, VAT, we call tax in
Okay,
Mexico.
That's
is
the value added tax.
correct.
Okay.
Is in Mexico is 16%. Okay?
Okay.
So this 16% of this.
And that's only applied against your administration fee, doesn't get taxed the capital that they're paying back.
That's correct.
Good.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So, and the other cost is the life insurance. Remember, all the mortgage in Mexico and even in America has to be with a mortgage include the insurance.
Insurance,
In this kind of mortgage include the insurance, total permanent disability or disability. I mean, in case that the buyer pass away, knock the wood, okay, the insurance cover all the 100% of the mortgage.
Okay, let me see if I, okay, usually on the bank trust, you have the first beneficiary, that's the buyer. You have a second beneficiary, that could be the kids.
Correct?
And so if somebody happens, unfortunately, to pass away, the kids would inherit that property
Correct?
and no more payments due by the kids.
No more payments, and they have all the principal benefits, the rights, and everything clean.
Okay,
so
good.
For that works the insurance.
Gotcha.
And so you can see all your monthly payment in separate costs, okay? 23,153 pesos.
Okay, so this is basically your monthly payment. This is just a breakdown of what that monthly payment, where it's going towards. So this is just the breakdown.
Correct.
So 1,157 per month.
What do you think about this
Well, that
monthly payment?
the monthly payment looks very attractive. Looks very good.
Attractive, yeah. At the beginning, you can get this monthly payment. Now, we can go up to see the mortgage calculator, and I will show you how does the mortgage work. See, remember, the monthly payment is 23,153 pesos, okay?
That's pesos.
Pesos.
Good.
Okay, it's pesos. Remember, this particular kind of mortgage, every 6 months will be increased 3%, okay, your monthly payment.
Okay.
See, in the number 6 is 23,000, and the number 7 increase 23,848.
Okay.
Okay, every 6 months increase your monthly payment
By 3% every 6 months.
3%. That's correct. So that means that you have to pay the total mortgage, in my opinion, before the first 5 years of the mortgage.
Okay.
Because if not, you want to pay more interest. Okay.
Gotcha. Good.
So you can see how those increase every 6 months the monthly payment. But if you pay before, like I said, the first 5 years,
Right.
it's no bad, this kind of product,
And no penalties.
and there's no penalties.
Okay.
If you don't mind, we can see the other example.
Okay, let's jump to that one.
How it goes, the Starlight?
Let's go Starlight. Okay, this is a example of this will be a condo project, and it's called Starlight.
Thomas, tell me this example from we see. Okay, we have Starlight, but it's 2 bedrooms.
Let's see, the
The-
price
the-
150. That is a 2-bedroom.
2 bedrooms.
Correct.
Okay, yeah, just for the people making a sense,
Right.
no? Okay, 2 bedrooms. So if you want to buy in a Starlight, for example, this is the mortgage calculator. Again, you have administration fee 2% from the purchase price. The update factor is 3% every 6 months, like you see, and purchase price now is 3 million pesos. That means around 150 American dollars. Okay,
Right.
so you have to put down payment 40%, 1,200,000 pesos. That's around 60,000 American dollars, and the mortgage loan will be 1.8 million pesos. That's around 90,000 American dollars. Remember, the monthly payment, the term is just in 15 years.
15
That's the
years.
unit. And your monthly payment will be around, it's less than 1,000.
Right, 975.
975
Very
American
doable.
dollars.
Very good.
Okay, you have to put 3 months, 10,000 pesos, like a 500 American dollars.
Okay.
Remember, buyers, you have to put in August, September, and October, and November you can get the full loan. Okay.
Good.
So it will be 10,000 because this is the capital,
Okay.
just the capital. Origination fee is 2%, 69,600 pesos is around 3,480 American dollars, and this is the breakdown that we'll see on the screen.
Okay. Yeah, so this line item is the same as this. This is just breaking down where that money goes. Going back to the capital, going back to, what I call the interest, and your life insurance. So understood.
All the most important thing is this kind of mortgage doesn't include the insurance for the
Property.
The property.
Okay.
So you have to hire
Okay.
before the closing. Okay.
Another question is now, I say, how does this work? Say today the exchange rate is 20 pesos. Say in 1 year that peso exchange goes to 25 pesos per dollar. Now, is that a plus or is that a negative to the Canadians and Americans back home?
No, it's a good news for you guys because you have now 25 more times to pay less. Imagine in this exercise, the monthly payment will be like a 700 American dollars.
Okay.
Every time that increase the dollar,
The exchange rate?
the exchange rate, they make more money in Mexico.
Okay, well, that's good. It's good to know. Good way to do some strategies, I guess.
Yes, and don't forget the plusvalía. No?
Exactly. The appreciation of the property. in
Appreciation
itself.
of the property.
Exactly.
Okay, so we can see now the mortgage calculator. Please, can you help me?
Are they seeing this, right? We can see this? It's big enough?
Great. Here is the same. We have in the mortgage calculator the month. Remember, is in 15 years, and then the monthly payment is for 511 pesos. Okay,
Pesos.
this is pesos. So the capital will be 10,000 pesos. The administration fee is 6,000 pesos. Plus tax is remember the 16%.
That 16% is only applied to the what they call the administration fee. In my head, I see that as the interest. So I understood.
Okay, and also the
Understand.
life insurance is around 2,551. That means the monthly payment is the total amount 19,511 pesos. Okay, less than 800 American dollars.
Okay, good.
So in other words, as you see in the mortgage calculator, again, every 6 months increase your monthly payment 3% from the last monthly payment.
Gotcha.
Okay, so you can see how much increase, and this is very important, Thomas. There is not a surprise. Okay, you can see in the mortgage calculator exactly the monthly payments that you have to pay. There is no surprise.
Yeah.
There is no, tomorrow we change the president or we have a depreciation. No, this is
It's a set fee there.
Exactly. So you can see exactly how much do you have to pay every month.
Okay.
But don't forget as well, this very important, this kind of mortgage, Thomas, is for the people that have or wants to pay before the first 5 years, okay? Because if not, they want to pay more interest. That's the most important thing in this kind of mortgage, okay?
Good.
So if you go a little bit down,
Other way.
or other way, okay, you can see how much increase the monthly payment every 6 months, okay? So that's part. But I think, in my opinion, it's no bad the monthly payment in American dollars less than 10,000 for one apartment on the 3 million pesos. No?
Right.
It's no bad.
Yeah. And it's a very useful to be able to pay this off without any penalties. That's a big plus.
That even, in fact, you can pay at the first month. In case that you won the lottery, for example. No? But you can do it. No?
Yeah.
So that's pretty much the examples.
Okay.
As you can see, you can see all your monthly payments, closing costs, and remember, here is just the mortgage. So you have to plus the trust and closing costs from the notary.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now, we have the spreadsheets. We have this available. So if you want a copy of this and you play around with the numbers, you can change the property value. Feel very free to contact us here at Top Mexico, and we'd be very happy to send you a copy so you can do your analysis yourselves. back home. I'll say fantastic. Thank you so much.
No, thank you for the opportunity. We are old friends, so
Yes.
I'm so happy to be here.
No, I'm very happy myself. And
I guess we have a questions.
Yeah, we're rolling right into
Wow,
a lot of
awesome.
questions here.
Let's read the.
Okay, we got 3 pages of questions.
Wow.
Do we have time?
We have time.
Yes. Ooh, which one's the first page?
Thank you for
This-
watching. We want to see all the
Okay.
questions.
Okay.
Let's
Okay.
start.
We're going to start with a question from Gary, and he's asking, is this financing only available through Top Mexico?
Well, actually, it's the breaking news is for Top Mexico.
If I'm answering, I'm going to say it's only available through Top Mexico, but it's actually not. This,
But the real answer is we work together, of
yes,
course.
absolutely.
However, it's a product is open to all the market.
That's correct. And you can contact ACL directly if you're buying in Puerto Vallarta or
For
San Miguel de
example.
Allende. So,
That's correct.
yes. What is the interest rate as commonly specified by a mortgage company?
In this product, or
I think it's just general. I guess what they're asking is what's a general interest rate here in Mexico?
in Mexico, the promedio is 10%. We have even from 9.5% to 11%
Okay.
in Mexico.
Okay, another question. What are the points as commonly specified for initiating the loan? What are the commissions as commonly specified for initiating the loan?
Okay, remember we said is origination fee is 4.5% from the property value, okay? 4.5%, that's the origination fee.
Okay.
And also you have to pay the appraisal. It's like each million is like 3,000 pesos, okay?
Okay.
So, and then don't forget you have to pay the notary fees and the trust fees.
Exactly. Okay, so what is the update factor?
The update factor, okay, remember this kind of mortgage is increased 3% every 6 months.
Right.
3% from the last monthly payment.
Okay.
Okay.
So there's a little bit different terms as what you normally see on a mortgage, but like the update factor, that's something new. But I think once you do your calculations, you run the numbers, you can see how interesting
That's
of a
correct.
product this
There
is.
is no surprise.
Yes. Now, can you specify the total interest rate, including the administration? Well, I think that's what we just answered right there. I think I'm repeating that question.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to jump over that.
Okay.
Fees, but excluding, are there early payment penalties?
Without penalties, remember that kind of mortgage is without penalties even at the first month. If
Even
you
the
pay
first
up.
month, okay. Are there a closing cost at the final payoff of the loan, or is it included in the loan fees throughout the life? Is there a closing cost at the final payment of the loan?
Now remember we said that is missed the notary fees and trust fees.
Okay.
So today just we saw the mortgage fees.
Okay. So to say you close on the house in December of 2019, and then in July of 2020, you decide that, you know what, I sold my house back in Chicago, I got the cash, and you pay off the rest of the loan outstanding, and there are no payoff loans or no closing fees or penalties.
It's a good for invest.
Yes. Okay, another question. Are there certain areas or size of city that you will not be able to lend upon? This is from Steve.
Steve, maybe he is talking about the restrict zone or
Any certain areas, it could, yeah, well, the restricted zone, no, well, if you're asking about the restricted zone, no, the loans are available within the restricted zone, or it also could be
even in Mexico City.
in Mexico City.
San
where
Miguel de
there's-
Allende.
yeah.
Yeah. Just in case that you buy in the restrict zone, you have to hire the fideicomiso. But like I said, we do as well that part of the operation.
Okay, here's, a little bit extension on what Steve is asking. For example, will you be able to land on San Crisanto?
San
Can you
Crisanto.
land to a Mexican corporation for opposed to
Oh my
bank?
God, my geography. San
San
Crisanto.
Crisanto.
Maybe
Chiapas?
Chiapas? Mérida. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, in Mérida it's a restrict zone because it's near to Progreso, the beach.
Yeah.
So remember the rules: 50 kilometers from the beach or 100 kilometers from the border is the restrict zone.
And if you're buying, for example, in Valladolid, which is outside of the restricted zone, the loans, they function there as well.
Correct.
Okay, next question. Can you lend to a Mexican corporation for ownership as opposed to a bank trust?
Well, we have available the mortgage for companies, but it has to be American or Canadian company.
Okay.
That's a good question.
That is a good question.
Yeah, I want to repeat. We have available mortgage for companies, but it has to be American or Canadian company, no Mexican.
Okay. Okay, so
With the same rights, with the
Okay.
same rules.
so for your question, I don't think that is available because you asked for a Mexican corporation. Currently, you don't have something for. It's a whole different ball game, correct?
You mean
Lending to a Mexican corporation.
Okay, but apply another kind of mortgage.
Yeah,
but
that,
this
that
is
doesn't really have to do with
another thing.
with
Yeah.
buying properties in Mexico. Okay, question number 7 or 8. Nila. Can two singles buy a house in Mexico, and if so, would they be approved separately?
Maybe Mila. Okay. Maybe she's asking about she can be the owner and she can be as a co-borrower. Maybe that's the.
That's how I read it too. That you have a couple who want to get a joint finance.
That's correct. She can join with another
Partner.
borrower or co-borrower. She can apply even 3 people. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So you can do it, Mila.
Okay, good question. Okay, now I'm going to go to another question here is financing available any place in the Riviera Maya?
Any place.
In the Riviera Maya, I would say any place that the property has a title. As you know, there are some land in Quintana Roo, other parts of Mexico, which is actually called ejido. So those aren't like private titled.
And
property.
also, Thomas, if you don't mind, another important thing for you guys, this kind of mortgage is for we work with the developers or sellers, they already have the full paperwork, you know what I mean?
Right.
And also the construction, because the loan is for when you have the 100% from the construction and also the paperwork. You know, the regimen and condominium, escritura,
Okay.
title.
So some of the projects, if you're looking at some of the projects in Quintana Roo or other parts of Mexico, if you're investing during the construction stage, this financing tool probably will have to wait till the developer has completed the construction, as well, more importantly, for the condo regime that they have their.
You can apply. You can apply. You can get your formal approval, and then wait to the developer.
Okay.
But I recommend we can start the process maybe 6 months before the closing.
Okay. Now that brings a question here. The buyer, he needs to be qualified for this loan. How long does that qualification?
It's pretty much in 1 week. It's not too much.
And how long? Say that the buyer applies, you approve him on the 1st of January. Can he come in November of that same year and still be qualified for that loan?
Oh, the formal approval, Thomas, is just for 3 months, 90 days.
Okay.
So I have to start again with the process
Gotcha.
every 90 days.
Okay, good. So 3-month time period. Okay, another question comes from Brian. How can foreigners obtain a loan if they do not have an income?
You have to prove your income and like I said, in your bank statements or pay stubs in case that you work in a company. We have to make an studio. We will have to visit your job or your work and also your home to see if it's real and that you declare and your income is real. Okay. So, but in other words, in this kind of mortgage, you have to prove your income.
Okay. And maybe what Brian's asking here is maybe he is retired and he's getting a monthly income. And as you mentioned before in the webinar, that you don't necessarily have to be receiving a payment stub. You could also be receiving your monthly payments from Social Security.
And we have a lot of retirement people here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So Brian, send us your questions by email or give us a call, and we'll put you right in contact with ASEAN to see how we can help you qualify. Okay, another question comes from Chris. What is the duration? And we mentioned that is 15 years.
Yeah, the unique term that we have for now is just for 15 years or 180 months.
Okay. Nothing 5 year, nothing 25, it's just 15 years.
Not yet, but we receive news in a few months.
Okay, for some more options.
Yes, we're gonna bring for you.
So we'll do another, once you have new products, stay tuned, keep in touch with Top Mexico. Once those new products come in, we'll be sharing it with everybody. Okay, Samantha is asking, who are available to obtain these financing?
Well, actually, like I said, we want to start with the Americans and Canadians. But if you are British, Spanish, you have to wait maybe 2 or 3 months, and I let you know when we can start with them.
Good. Mary is asking, how are we doing with time? We good?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Mary is asking, what is the cost of a bank trust?
Okay, remember this kind of mortgage is totally different at the Mexican mortgage. Here we have, like we already show you in the screen, you have your monthly payments, that's it. You don't have to pay interest, you don't have to pay another commissions that we saw in the screen, that's it. There is no surprise. So you have to be worried just to pay your monthly payments on time. Okay, that's it.
Great. Okay, I'm jumping here to Lorraine, and Lorraine, you're asking, what do I need to get the financing?
Well, send me your loan application first and your paperwork to make your application. We want to start. I think their followers or the buyers contact first Thomas Lloyd, and then you will contact
and then we'll
me.
direct you right over to ASEAN. So send us an email or give us a call by phone, and we're going to be very pleased to help you, Lorraine. John is asking, what is the minimum score?
Okay, that's a good question.
That is.
Look, John. Okay, John. Remember, like I said, here in this product, we don't see your credit score in Mexico and even in America and US. Okay, so we don't need to see if you have a good credit score. So that's a good point for the people in America and in Canada.
Yeah.
So we'll see just the credit score in Mexico. Of course, if you don't have, it's not problem. But we don't see the credit score in US or Canada. So that's good for you guys.
Your focus is right on the payment stubs.
That's
on
why
a month, 6 months.
Exactly. That's why we offer you have to pay 3 months and wait the 3 months to get the formal approved.
Okay.
So we don't see your credit score in US.
Okay.
We don't need it.
Okay. Here's a question from Anthony. Do I need to have a monthly income to get this financing? I think we've answered that, Anthony. I'm sure you heard us. Allison asking, what Mexican banks do you work with?
Well, actually, this product is for Mortgage One, but I do mortgage with the principal banks in Mexico. We have in my portfolio is 8 banks, the principal banks.
Right.
We don't say brands, but it's the principal banks, no?
We could say the brand, but if they pay us some type of marketing.
No, we work with the principal banks in Mexico,
Exactly.
so don't worry. We cover all the market.
Yeah, you cover from 8 to 12 or 13 different banks.
Yeah.
Asiel is a top expert. He's been doing this over 15 years, and he's worked with every bank that I didn't even know some of them existed.
Like you, we make it happen.
Yes. Okay, Karen, if my only income comes from the U.S., will it affect my possibilities if I don't have an income in Mexico?
Yeah, like I said, you have to prove your income in your country. So don't worry about Mexico. This product is for foreigners. So you don't have to show me your income in Mexico. You have to show me your income in your country. So that's pretty much the part of the requirements.
Okay, Jessica asks, is there any penalty for canceling the financing program?
You know, yeah?
I know that by heart. No penalties on early payments. And last one on this page comes from Jasper. Is there any restriction for certain types of properties, such as condos, houses, etc., lands, lots?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
We want to start with condos and houses, okay? Lots maybe in next year.
Okay, good.
But remember, 1.5 million is the minimum of the value of the property. That's the minimum.
Okay, it's about $75,000, and that's, I don't think I've ever heard of a requirement so low.
You have the most important developers in all the town, so we don't worry about that requirement.
Yeah, okay. Good. Guys, I think that's all the time that we have for today. This is a very interesting, exciting topic. I say thank you so much for coming.
It's my pleasure, Thomas. It's always a pleasure to meet you. And don't forget, send your application, and we are glad to help you. And this is the breaking news from you guys. And thank you very much again, Thomas, for the opportunity.
Yes, obviously. Thanks to everybody back there for tuning in and listening to our webinar this afternoon. I hope it's helpful. I hope you get a lot of your questions answered. And if not, give us a call, give us an email, and we'll for sure look it up so that you get more facts in your important decisions. That's it. I'm Thomas Lloyd. This is Top Mexico Real Estate. Don't forget www.topmexicorealestate.com. I'm Thomas Lloyd. Adios.
Adios.